Gamtel G Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
Kita vamos com o live.
Kerr Fatou.
Gambian Talents.
Kerr Fatou.
Here present, members of CA, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. My name is Mary Arnold, and I will be your speaker today. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to CA's press conference. As stated on the invitation, the aim of this press conference is to lay out the roadmap to the Congress as well as discourse national and party issues. So without further ado, I would like us to just observe a moment of silence for prayer and exercises. Just 2 minutes silence for prayers. May all our prayers be answered.
Amen.
I would like to introduce the members of the panel. On my immediate left here, we have Nana Frida Gomez, a member of the communications team. We have Alani Suso, Secretary General of the CA. We have Mr. Dominic Mendy, Chairman and Party Leader of the CA. We have Ajay Marie Savage, a member of CA. And we have Mr. Rafidia, fundraising chairman. So, at this moment, I would like to call on the chairman to come and give us his remarks. Mr. Chairman.
Otherwise, they will say I'm biased. It's better.
No, don't worry. Just take your time. It will do not help. Defal banta bi mu nekk ci kanamam. Waaw. Dina taxaw. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's good. That's better. We are here for a dialogue. Is that all right? So we need to be looking into each other's eyes, with very bright faces, because we are going to have to do a lot of talking, isn't it? Good morning. Great. Members of the press, colleagues, patriots, and fellow Gambians, good morning once again, and welcome to the Citizens Alliance press conference. We thank you for your presence here this morning as we discuss the roadmap to the upcoming Citizens Alliance Congress, scheduled to take place on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of June 2020 in Brikama. In keeping with our mantra of transparency and good governance practices, the purpose of this Congress is to elect the executive officers of the Citizens National Executive Committee, or the CNEC, approve the policies of the Citizens Alliance, including the party's manifesto, as well as validate the party's constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the press, this will be done over a period of 3 days, namely the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th of June, and to be attended by the party's delegates from all 7 regions of the Gambia, as well as the diaspora. These delegates shall have the opportunity to discuss and validate our party constitution and the manifesto, participate in an election process in which they shall cast their votes to appoint a national executive committee, and give them the mandate and responsibility to be the core team of this party, the unquestionable political force of change in the Gambia, and that's what CA is. This Congress, the Congress Organizing Committee shall generate a detailed program and timetable of events in which, over a span of 3 days and in an effective manner, Citizens Alliance, CA, shall validate the Citizens Alliance Constitution, vote for and elect our CNEC officials in consultation and in accordance with the IC rules and procedures, and on the 3rd and final day of the Congress, we will unveil our party manifesto. In line with our constitution, ladies and gentlemen, the process of voting will be based on the Citizens Alliance delegate model. And I must repeat that. It will be based on the Citizens Alliance delegate model. This model shall be applied for every election, including that of our party primaries, to elect a flag bearer for the scheduled 2021 presidential election. Furthermore, and in accordance with the Citizens Alliance Constitution, we will be executing our party primaries. And let me repeat that, because we promised at the launch that the selection of our flag bearer will be subject to primaries. So as a result, we will be executing our party primaries after our party's Congress with a primaries campaign season of 6 to 8 weeks, at which time potential candidates will seek to be elected as the flag bearer of our party for the presidential election scheduled for 2021. Interested members of the CA party interested in being flag bearer will express their interest, and in keeping with established procedures, will register their interest and set up structures to campaign nationwide within the party structures through the primary process to be elected as flag bearer. All elections within the party shall be conducted through secret ballot, and each member shall have only one vote. Elections to fill the position of National Chairperson and General Secretary of the SINEC, that is the Citizens National Executive Committee, and the standard bearer shall be based on absolute majority, that is 50 plus 1% of the votes cast. And I want you to pay close attention to this statement. These two positions have been isolated for absolute majority election process. The winner must have the majority, and that is at least 51% of the votes cast. That is for the position of National Chairperson and General Secretary of the party. Should this be unattainable, a second round voting between the two candidates with most votes shall take place. So that is just in case we have more than two people, 3, 4, or 5, and none of them was able to get 50 plus 1% of the votes cast in the first round, then the top two will go for another round elections. Of course, one of them is expected to pick up 51% of the votes casted. All elections, except for the position of standard bearer, national chairperson, and general secretary of the SINEC shall be elected by simple majority, meaning all other elections will be based on simple majority. The person who has the highest votes wins the election, whether it's 51% or 35% or 25% or 70%. The Citizens Alliance Electoral Committee shall be responsible for issuing guidelines and managing all nominations and elections within the party. Party primaries to elect the flag bearer in the presidential elections shall be held at least a year before the presidential elections, subject to the publication of the electoral timetable by the IEC and the time at which the date of the election is announced by the IEC. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to assure the general public that the Citizens Alliance Party is on track regarding meeting its party obligations and roadmap ahead of the 2021 to 2023 electoral cycle. The party would keenly follow the progress being made by the IEC to ensure that there is a level playing field for all parties and candidates before, during, and after each of the constitutionally mandated elections to hold in the Gambia during this electoral cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, the Citizens Alliance calls on the general public to keenly follow the electoral reform process and to acquaint themselves with the changes the IEC proposes to make. These changes would define how we elect who is to lead us for another 5 years and requires all of our collective insights to ensure that it represents our views and our concerns. The doors of Citizens Alliance remain open to every Gambian that wishes to join a party built on firm values to provide socio-economic development solutions and a democratic party with policies that guides decisions in the spirit of democracy and good governance. You may log onto our website, which is www.citizensalliance.gm, and acquaint yourselves to more or with more of our processes and procedures. Ladies and gentlemen, I want on behalf of Citizens Alliance to thank you once again for your time here, especially the press. We are honored that when we called, you availed yourself. And we look forward to exchanges that will further enhance the interaction of the Citizens Alliance with not only the press, but through the press and with the general public. The press conference may now begin. Thank you very much. We may have to shift the mics. You want them together? Okay, so you want stability. Okay, great. Thank you. Go on. We will do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Now the press conference may officially begin. And you might just show by hand so I can bring the mic to you, so you can ask your questions to them. And also, just some ground rules. Identify yourself by telling us your name and the media house that you're from when you're asking a question, please. Thank you. And please come forward when you're asking a question so they can be able to hear you properly. Thank you.
I would like to know what difference do your party have compared to other parties that they are opposed to your party?
Thank you very much. Alaji Kamara, am I right? Arfan Kamara. Thank you very much. You're asking me what difference does our party have with the other parties. The first difference is that we are called Citizens Alliance. The other parties are not called Citizens Alliance. Is that interesting? Because that's a marked difference. Because we are a party constituted as a result of concerns by citizens of the Gambia for their welfare and for their development. And we are a party that has recognized that the Gambia as a sovereign state has been in existence since 1965 and has been ruled by at least 3 governments. And we also recognize, like every other citizen of this country, that we have had false starts in development in spite of what may numerically be constituted by as interesting economic growth rates. Gambia continues to languish in poverty and deprivation. And so we now need people with the solutions that will deliver sustained development and a change in the quality of life of the people. So the difference that we will bring to this country is unique solutions that will transform the lives of the people, using the people themselves, because we know that the capacity exists in this country for that to be done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. And the reason why we scheduled this press conference is to clarify that issue. Yes, in an ideal situation, we planned for the Congress to be held in February, as we promised. But sometimes you also have to grapple with the realities, because we've been going all around the country trying to get the delegates and, for them, because it's the delegates that are actually coming to vote. But it's been a very difficult process, and us being a new party, it's a learning curve for us. So we've been doing that since the launch, but we are not ready yet, and we do not want to rush things, because we want to do things, take our time and do it perfectly. Because sometimes when you do rush things, you might get it wrong here and there. So it's due to that the reason why ideally we would have loved to have it even on the same day that we launched the party. But we also have to understand the realities on the ground sometimes, that you're dealing with people, and you also have to wait for the people to be ready. If the people are not ready, you cannot really force them. So now we've given ourselves the task. Now is 5th, 6th, and June, 7th of June, and this time we're not going to have any more delays. We're confident that it can happen. It's going to happen on that date, and it will happen, inshallah. Your second question is why Brikama? It's because Brikama is our headquarters. If you realize, if you remember when we